Is this going?
Well, am I on the top now?
Yeah, you're on the top.
I'm usually on the bottom.
It just depends on
They're
how we
twisted.
plug it in.
How we plug it
in, plug it in. That's how we plug it in, plug it in. Microphones.
Another octave. Plug it in, plug it in.
Plug it in,
Plug it in.
Baby back ribs.
I don't know. The Glade plug-in and Chili's. The combo
Honestly,
that you didn't know you needed.
I would love to have my house
chili-
smelling like Chili's.
Like Chili's? What would you have it smell like from Chili's?
Like the fries.
The fries?
Just grease. Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, 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 only Suits fans. Only Suits fans.
Should we clap?
Yeah, there we go.
And then do you have to intro the episode?
This is our bonus episode. And it's going to be called Predictions, Briefies, and Faves.
Perfect.
Okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. This is our bonus episode, Predictions, Briefies, and Faves. Maybe I'll do Briefy Awards instead. Okay. This is our bonus episode, Predictions, the Briefy Awards, and Favorites. Why are you laughing at that? Because I look like a newscaster when I pop my head around?
No, because you were like, the name of the episode is totally going to be Predictions, Briefies, Faves. And then you're like, okay, I'm just going to add awards. And then you go, the name of the episode is Predictions, Briefy Awards, and Favorites. Oh, wait. Do it again. The name of this episode is Maggie's Predictions, the Briefy Awards, and Favorites from the Vault. It just gets more formal every time.
It's the person who they give a line to. It's like on Friends when he's like, Joey's like, soup. He like can't get the line. Look, wait, I've never seen you cry. You're crying more than you did when it got fishy.
Okay, because we are 3 minutes and 30 seconds into pressing record.
Take it seriously.
Okay, I'm ready.
Be an actor.
Okay.
This is
soup.
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 It's suit. Suits. Welcome to episode 11 and a half. Don't you? Are you putting up your hand so you don't have to look at me while I do this intro?
I can't. Okay, I'm going to just sit this one.
Why don't I do it later?
No, do it. I can do it.
Because something might happen that we want to name it something different.
It's true. We might.
That's like they say never title a book at the
Until
beginning.
it's done.
Until it's done.
I
That's
think
my problem.
That's it.
With all my books I've written. Except for Baby Suits.
Baby Suits is...
Baby Suits do 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 do. Baby Suits do 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 do. Baby Suits do 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 do. Baby Suits. Oh, and then I was about to go Grandma Suits, and that would be Grammy.
Oh, yeah. Who we better see.
Yeah.
Let's get into
Let's get into it. Maggie, we are here for a bonus episode. We have a couple of things we're going to cover. You're excited?
I'm beyond excited.
We have a very beefy document over here with all of the briefs.
This is a quarter pounder.
It's a quarter pounder. I don't know. This could be the Arby's Big Montana.
We got the briefs.
Do you know what that is? The Big Montana?
No, but did you get we got the briefs.
Oh, I said we got the beef.
Yeah.
Dang, you were on top of it.
We got two good jokes there.
We did.
People will laugh.
So we're going to start off with, we have a couple of things in store for this episode. First, we are going to talk about our favorite episodes, both the actual episode that we watched and then our favorite podcast episode that we recorded. So you want to kick us off?
Absolutely. This was hard for me
Okay.
because there was one episode that did make me actually cry in season 1, which I feel like
Not cry of laughter or
No.
this. You're talking about your real episode. You've felt all the feels.
watching this episode made me cry because I was so touched by Mike, Harvey, and Lewis all working together. So I was like, that should probably be it because it sparked such emotion. But then I remembered my favorite line ever and the episode in which we start to meet Lewis Litt a little bit more.
Yes.
That is episode 2. This is the episode where Mike is so high he can't operate an elevator. And Harvey says, "You're high. Get out." Which is just gold.
Who was your favorite? And when you created some social for it,
I had to use that.
and you sent it to me, and you're like, "I'm laughing so hard," and I knew you were laughing on the other side of the phone.
I was.
At how, but it also did really well, like on YouTube, like it has, and TikTok, like it's
that one took
crazy.
off because that line is so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
You're high. Get out. I say that to myself all the time, and I'm not even high. I'm just just talking to myself. Like I wake up, I make a mistake, and I'm just like, "You're high. Get out." And I look at myself in the mirror just like Harvey would.
That's funny. I look myself in the mirror and I say, "Life is like this, and I like this."
See, we all have a little Harvey.
We have a little
in
Harvey
us.
in us. Yeah. Okay, so that's your favorite actual
From the season. I highly recommend it. There, you just get to know how Lewis is a little swarmy. I feel like it really does set up the characters for the rest of the season.
I totally agree. Yeah, it's real fun.
It's good. It's a
fun.
quality episode.
Mine is season 1, episode 8.
That's the one that made me cry.
That's the one that made you cry. So this was a close second for you. This is hands down my favorite one. I like the entire episode. I love how both of those storylines weave together. If you remember, we couldn't actually end recapping one storyline because they truly, it's the first time we saw them woven together.
Yes.
With an amazing ending. The best scene, I think, in season 1 before the season finale is the last or next to last scene when they go in to confront Maslow. We see Harvey and Lewis working together, this dynamic back and forth. They fucking got him. I mean, they got him.
Nailed him.
They nailed him in the coffin, under the ground, 6 feet under. Here comes the thunder.
Also, someone did die in that episode.
That's true.
Yeah, there was
Sorry,
someone-
I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah. I was just talking about the dynamic of the...
They killed it. They literally, and also that's an important episode because Mike, quote unquote, gets into Harvard in that episode from the hacker girl.
Yeah, Lola.
She's like, "Look at me. I put you on the alumni website." That is an important, iconic episode. I think if I were to watch just one episode from the season, I'd probably watch that. But I do not want people to sleep
On episode 2. Don't sleep on it. After you get through the mini movie or the actual full-length movie.
Yeah, I think skip the pilot.
No,
whatever.
don't skip the pilot. It's just chock full of information.
No, the pilot's so important. It sets everything up. But then episode 2 is where all the consequences start to, you start to feel them in episode 2.
I feel it. Your favorite podcast episode that we recorded up until now? Which one of the 1 through 11?
Yes. So my favorite podcast episode is episode 4.
Okay.
Vivian
To
to
knock
knock
you-
you out.
Oh my gosh.
Here's why. This episode, I also reference this episode a lot in just my day-to-day vernacular. Someone will be doing something big. My kid does well at school. I go, you guys going condo. You know, like I say these things.
Yes.
And I'm like, gosh, if you didn't listen to
the
season 1,
one,
episode
episode
4,
4.
Only Suits Fans podcast, you wouldn't understand why that's such a great line.
Right. It's so
And,
great.
and also Vivian to knock you out.
Yeah. That's a great title.
Does she ever come back?
You can't ask me these questions.
Okay, but I need to know if we're going to be able to make that joke again.
we can make it.
Or maybe maybe that's why it's so important for people to listen to season 1, episode 4.
Yes.
That's why, because I don't know. And so you need to understand why that's such a good joke.
Even if she doesn't come back, and I'm not going to confirm or deny if she does, we can say that anytime we want.
I think anytime there's a high-powered attorney who's comes in and it's like, oh, we should be intimidated, I'm going to call that person A Tanaka.
A Tanaka?
Oh,
to knock off?
Oh, a Tanaka.
Ooh, we got something ready for season 2.
Bow wow.
Woof. So glad we're filming all of this. Because if you want to...
I think we should just compile just...
of what's happened tonight.
Yes. It's just tonight.
Okay. My favorite episode, this was also really hard. Vivian to Knock You Out was at the top. I also really loved our first one. I thought it was fun. I also loved our second one. We sang for the first time. Now it's kind of become a thing. I think people have come to expect a little bit of singing.
I think people tune in for the singing. And secondary is the suits content.
Yeah.
If I were to be honest.
You're probably right. That was the first time we sang, so I loved too. I think my favorite one, though, was episode 6, Big Dicky Energy.
Oh, so good.
We talked a lot about Dicky turtlenecks. That's the name. But also, Harvey had Big Dicky energy. Like, he was being a dick in that episode.
Such a dick.
And we also talked a lot about musicals, specifically the musical Cats. I mean, the actual episode was a very different energy than we had seen before. We had a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, the show episode was...
And I laughed so hard editing that episode. Like, LOL.
Do we also talk about Paula Abdul? It's not just Cats. It's also MC Scat Cat.
Yeah.
And how MC Scat Cat is Louis Litt.
Mm-hmm.
And Harvey is Paula Abdul. Yeah, I mean, I think that's an important visual for people to carry through for the rest of the 9 seasons.
If we could get some kind of video of them and put their heads on.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
And
a whole analysis, a TikTok analysis comparing Louis Litt to MC Scat Cat.
Yes, yes. It was a really fun episode. So if you're going to go back and listen, if you want Maggie and Amanda's favorites, go back and listen to episode 4 and episode 6. I mean, listen to all of them.
And then let us know what your favorite is so we know if we agree.
And then I'm going to add something in here that you didn't know I was going to do, and it's going to be my favorite intro. It is in episode 9.
What do we do in episode 9?
It's what you do. And you sing the song about us not being raunchy. We are smart. We are an art form.
Could you play that for people?
We're not raunchy. We are smart. We don't wear suits. We are an art form about rewatching shows like Suits. Boom, 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 boom.
So I just would like to give out that award for the best intro. Up next, we have something that was introduced in episode 7, which is the Briefy Awards. So you had this brilliant idea to start giving out, or to start our episodes with briefs. And so we began that in episode 2. Mm-hmm. And in episode 7, you came in real hard with a crushing brief. Not like it hurt us. It hurt our souls because we couldn't feel anything else after hearing the brief. It was so good.
Wow.
And then I said, dang, I think that might be the best brief of the season if we give out the Briefy Awards. And we decided we would have the Briefy Awards. We also decided that the worst brief would get the Boxer Award.
Obviously.
So what we've done is we've gone back and listened to each other's briefs. You're going to nominate 2 of my briefs for the Briefy Awards.
Yes.
And I'm going to nominate 2 of yours. And
Correct.
then we're each going to nominate 1 for the Boxer Award. So I'll let you kick it off.
Okay. The first nominee in this category, Amanda Austin's brief, season 1, episode 10.
When Jessica learns the truth about Drybach, she tries to balk out of her client-accountant relationship with Tori, regardless of how many shelfies they may have under their belts. Jenny learns what it's like to be Mike while playing a new role at the Harvard Club to help Mike out, while Mike makes out with Rachel in the law library, which is against the law at Pearson Hardman. Mike breaks the law when he breaks into opposing counsel's firm, and Harvey bails him out of security guard prison. Lewis spills a little drop of tea to Jenny about Mike and Rachel when it isn't even tea time.
Gosh, I love that brief. This was for sure a children's book in the making. This is where baby suit comes
this is where
from.
Baby Suits comes from.
Fabulous writing.
Thank you.
Fabulous delivery.
I was going hard on the pun delivery.
I could tell you really prepared for this, and it made me giggle. Like, I had to sit back in my chair giggling because it made me so joy-filled at how sing-songy it was, because I am a child.
Yes.
I loved it.
Okay. The next nominee in this category is for Maggie Ruth Austin. It is season 1, episode 7.
Love may make the world go round, but it can also stop a lawyer in his tracks and have him scrambling to find his way toward a win. In this episode, while Harvey is waxing poetic about not being naive and falling for traps, he steps right into a merger gone hostile with a former and current fling on opposing counsel. And Michael has trouble playing pretend until he gets a little help from his childhood friend turned love interest, Jenny. But when he has to go up against Rachel and make her cry, his sweetheart can't do it. I will also make the case that Michael is earning the title of Mike throughout the arc of this episode, most notably at the end when he realizes he does not need to be a mini Harvey, that he could stand in his own charm and empathetic ways and still possibly find a way in this man-eat-man world.
This was so great because, well, first of all, the precipice of the briefies happens after you delivered this one. You said a couple of things that I loved. The first was waxing poetic, which we don't say that enough in the world today. 2024, let's make this the year we start bringing back waxing poetic.
Absolutely.
In a more frequent way, not just for a brief, but I'd say everybody make it a goal to do it once a week in honor of Maggie, because I loved waxing poetic. You also said the man eat man world, which is a play on play the man, even though like it could be dog eat dog. I loved that you used this. You also said, and his sweetheart can't do it, when you were talking about his like actual kind of sweetheart, Meghan Markle Rachel. And so I love to play on words. So I just wanted to make sure everybody is listening to the whole reason that we give out the briefies is from season 1, episode 7, all because of Miss Maggie Ruth Austin.
Thank you. I'm also glad this makes it because of man eat man not being the actual phrase. It is dog eat dog. And that is something that I
continue to
do on accident, but this one was on purpose.
Yes. So. Sometimes you make up your own phrases.
I do. The next nominee in this category, Amanda Austin, Season 1, Episode 9.
Harvey Specter meets his match in Travis Tanner. These two legal moguls are two sides of the same coin who are on opposite sides of the table. Harvey has a hard time keeping up with Travis because Travis has 1 feet in front of Harvey during the case. In other news, could the real Louis Litt please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up and apologize. After a witness leak gone wrong, Jimmy is defeated by Mike, who confronts him when he realizes Jimmy was the one to ruin Rachel's reputation and almost cost her her job. In the end, Rachel defeats the bank account of Pearson Harbin with a law school lump sum, and Harvey is still number 1.
Will the real Louis Litt please stand up?
Yeah.
Amanda.
That was also, you were laughing. I could hear that one.
Yeah, I didn't even hear myself laughing in the background of them because I was probably laughing again listening to these. But that was, I mean, you were connecting to pop culture. You were clever. This was, again, prepared. It was concise. It was tight. You just really highlight the plot points in a way that's even better than a log line. This is, it brings you in. It brings the listener into the episode.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you. If you would like to sign up for my class on how to write a brief for a podcast rewatch show, I'll drop the link in the show notes and we'll do a workshop.
Again, those show notes are just existing
right now on Instagram and in our brain.
In our memory. Yeah.
Yeah. The next nominee in this category is, again, from Maggie Ruth Austin. It is season 1, episode 3.
While season 1, episode 3 of Suits is aptly named Inside Track in reference to the race car engines designed by Harvey's first client at the firm, another appropriate title for this episode would be Psych! From Harvey pretending Wait. From Harvey beating Lawrence at car trivia only to give him the Tesla they both desired, to a classic handshake prank by everyone's favorite junior partner, Lewis, and even a fake-out note turned quasi-romantic date between Meghan Markle and our favorite Michael. Grammy-hating Travis as much as we all do, Season 1, Episode 3 has as many pranks and slick moves as it does witty banter, which is saying a lot.
You got to deliver your first brief in this episode, which is really interesting. I loved it because you tried to rename the episode Psych!
That's a good name.
It's so great. I just thought you did a really nice job because it was your first time to deliver it. You put like this all together. I was thinking some of the briefies would go to briefs later on in the season, but for you to come out of the gate so strong in episode 3 is just chef's kiss. I would like to say this was really hard. So it's like, this is kind of almost tied for episode 4, which you had like 2 bangers right in a row, because this is when you used team. Together, everyone achieves more, which I thought was such a fun nod to your background as being a teacher.
Oh, thank
I
you,
just
Karen.
really appreciated that.
Wow, this is such an honor to be nominated.
I know. I feel I wasn't expecting it. I was thinking it's too early on to be able to be nominated for a briefie.
Yeah, I was like, they're clearly the Academy is going to pick people from a different podcast that delivers briefs, but to have all of the nominees be from Only Suits fans for the Only Suits fans briefies is really, honestly,
It is really great.
a testament.
It is a testament.
To vote, either shoot us an email at onlysuitsfans@gmail.com or visit us at Instagram, send us a DM, Only Suits fans, and we will just collect those responses.
We'll collect the responses.
Yeah, we might even do a poll on a story and then collect that response,
And then
plus the DMs, plus the emails.
emails, and
There's
just-
many ways to vote because this is a free and fair election.
It is. Now we have to move on to a different category, which is the Boxer Awards. And we decided also in episode 7, this would go to the brief that was not as tight, right? Didn't give the support of the show like a good brief does.
Yeah, it was just
little coverage of the upper thigh.
loose
It's just
hanging.
hanging loose. The elastic is stretched out.
Ripped.
It's ripped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the Boxer.
This is the Boxer Awards. I'll let you go ahead and go first.
Well, that is from season 1, episode 7, the nominee for Boxer Award, Amanda Austin.
Episode 7 Minutes in Heaven, am I right? Harvey goes up against a Harvard alum and reunites and reignites his connection with Scotty. They're busy merging hotels and merging bodies. Meanwhile, Mike also goes up against a Harvard alum that is none the wiser that Mike never went there in his first mock trial. He also reunites and reignites with Jenny, as he also finds himself in a love triangle with Rachel. Mm-hmm. Who will he choose?
This one really showcased your improv skills, which is good.
Thank you.
You still have
But yet it gets the award for the worst, which is also
because
maybe not saying much about my improv
no,
skills.
because the briefs are like a written delivery,
And I
right?
just didn't get to write one that week or
No,
something.
you were writing it while we were setting up the podcast. And it was honestly, though, you still had some very clever wordplay.
Thank you.
It was still nice. It just, you didn't quite finish it. And so at the end, I think you say something like, will they or won't they?
Yeah.
But you said it so.
Like it was like a murder she wrote.
It also completely gave away that it was not a complete, you know.
That was body mergers and acquisitions.
That was body mergers and
So I
acquisitions.
did start strong
You started super strong.
and then just walked off stage. I
It
just
was
literally,
exactly- but you did it to yourself.
I did.
Also, I do want to acknowledge I wasn't going to nominate myself for a boxer, not because I didn't have some real boxers this season, but
So for my nomination for the Boxer is season 1, episode 2. And I actually am going to nominate myself, and I'm going to flip the script and break the rules here. And that's because that was the first week that we were supposed to do briefs, because you had this idea to put a little more structure around it as we were working through the kinks. And I was very excited. And if you've listened to episode 2, I am big time talkative, loquacious Amanda over here. And I talked so much that you never got to deliver a brief, which inevitably means I deserve a boxer. I deserve the Boxer Award because I'm the reason that we have the Boxer Awards, and I didn't even let you get your brief in. You had Post-its. You didn't get to deliver the actual brief.
You know what, though? Perhaps a counter argument, perhaps I should get the boxer on that, because as an attorney, you need to be able to state your case. And if I didn't even state my brief, if I didn't even get my brief out, that's on me. That's not on you, loquacious Amanda. That's on me.
You know what this means?
Dumb Post-it Maggie.
The boxer, we're going to have to cut it up. And we're each going to get a leg. And it's kind of going to be like those best friend necklaces where they split, but we'll each have one boxer.
Absolutely. We are both a boxer.
We are both a boxer for this one.
And I'm honored.
I am too. Okay, so now we're here for predictions.
Yes.
We have a lot of predictions that Maggie has made throughout the season. As a reminder to anybody who's tuning in randomly for the first time to this episode, Maggie has never seen Suits. I have seen it at least twice, watching it now for the third time. Sometimes it ends up being the fourth on a couple of episodes. She will make predictions at the end of each episode on what's going to happen either in the next episode or by the end of the season. A lot of these have been repetitive. She's kind of picked up on a theme, which is good. We're going to find out in episode 12, the season finale, how many of these predictions are going to come true. Quick recap on episode 1, Maggie.
I'm very proud. I predicted that Bang Lady was going to come back, and
she
that she was the one that got away. She did come back.
And I didn't know.
You didn't even know it was her. It was Bang Lady.
It was a fabulous moment when you said Bang Lady's back.
Yes, thank you. Bang Lady came back. I also predicted Jenny and Rachel were love interests for Michael, which I think was a pretty good prediction because Jenny was only on a teeny tiny bit, and this has come to fruition. I said that Jessica was very one-dimensional, and we needed to discover some serious trauma. And then a couple episodes later into the season, we discovered this marriage she had that was hidden under the rug. Thank goodness. I thought that Lewis could be fabulous. I think he is.
Okay. You do think he's fabulous. This isn't a very subjective prediction.
Yeah,
so
but
I
think that's a fact. I also say Lewis is going to bust open the Michael fraud of it all. Still waiting on that.
Okay.
Still waiting on that, but I think it's a possibility.
Okay.
Lewis is pretty clever.
Okay.
And I said, Harvey's going to get a heart, but will he lose his job? Can he be a good lawyer if he has empathy? This one, I think, is also still a good prediction because in this last episode, episode 11, we find out that Harvey has had some serious issues with his cases.
Yes. And
from when he was
the Clifford
at the
Danner
DA.
case. Yeah.
I think that we see him start to crack a little bit, and maybe cracking to showcase all this new empathy he has and a little softer side of him, also a little rattled. But I don't know if he can be a good lawyer if he is rattled, if he's not the Harvey that we've come to know.
Okay. I asked you for a rating. I said on a scale of 1 to 5, what did you think about this episode? You gave it a solid 4, which was really great because it was a movie that I forgot to tell you about because it's 2 hours. Episode 2, you predicted again that Lewis is going to figure out the Michael fraud. You did make a prediction that Jenny would be coming back. You predicted that she would come back, right?
We didn't see her in episode 2, but I was like, I'm going to throw it out there that she will come back.
Yeah.
All of these,
Came true.
Except for, I don't know about Lewis figuring out the Michael
That's
thing,
fair.
but
And you predicted that a couple of times.
I mean, it's still on there for me.
Yes.
Because no one's figured out Mike's whole little secret. Episode 3, this is also when I was still calling Mike Michael.
Yes.
But it's fun to go down memory lane. I said Michael is going to have to pass the bar. He's going to have to become a lawyer, or else eventually, how long can you keep this up? That's something I predicted, that at some point he's going to have to sit for the test. What's going on? Also, Trevor leaves in this episode. He goes to Montana, but I kind of predict that he's going to be back. That's still something I'm holding out for the season finale. I thought Michael's going to kiss Meghan Markle. Ding, ding, ding. If he didn't, he did. He kissed her. He totally kissed her.
Oh, later on.
Later on.
She kissed him, and he kissed her back.
Yeah, what is it? A kiss?
The law is precise, Maggie.
Unless you're pushing someone away, you're kissing that person.
Okay.
I wanted to see Meghan Markle, Rachel cry.
Yes.
I predicted Lewis was going to have very bad gas because he ate gluten ravioli at the party.
Winter chicken dinner.
Yeah. And he's gluten intolerant. And nothing came of that prediction, unfortunately.
Okay, in episode 4, you predicted that Meghan Markle, Rachel, and Harvey had a thing in the past. So this is hard to tell because we haven't had a lot of flashbacks yet. You predicted Jenny is coming back. You asked, where is Grammy? She needs to make a comeback because Mike needs to go see her.
I feel pretty woof about these predictions. In episode 5, Michael starts to like come into his own. He starts to win some things. He's feeling good. And so I was like, he's about to fumble. He's about to have a big, big oopsie. And then now that Trevor's out of the picture, I put that Jenny will be coming back. Since it wasn't awkward in this episode, I was like, oh, okay, so Meghan Markle, Rachel, and Michael are totally going to be a thing. And then it's going to be between these two girls, Rachel and Jenny, and a third lady who is Grammy. Where is Grammy? I am also wondering where she is still.
Yeah.
I also said in episode 5 that I would walk if
Grammy
doesn't come back.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I stand by that. If I get through this entire show and I never see Grammy again, I'm walking.
At the end of our project?
At the end of these 9 seasons, if Grammy never comes back, I am going to be so mad. I'm going to flip this table if I don't see Grammy in the finale.
Okay.
By the finale.
Noted. I'm going to get a new table before the series.
Does Grammy not come back ever?
Because I can't confirm or deny.
If Grammy doesn't come back, that's so messed up.
No, I just don't want you to flip my table generally.
Yeah, okay. I'll preface this. If Grammy does not come back by season 9, by the series finale, if I do not see Grammy again, I will flip your table. So if I come in to record the series finale and this table is here, I'll rest easy.
But if it's a different table?
I might walk. I might walk. I don't know.
You may not even record the episode?
I might just immediately sit down and be like, what are we doing here?
What I'll probably do is have somebody make a styrofoam version of
this exact table. I'm going to be so mad if Grammy's gone and we never hear about her again. Can you believe that? How disrespectful to Grammy.
I can't confirm or deny. So maybe we'll just go to episode 6. Okay. Something is coming in the second half that's going to allow Lewis to step up to the next level. This is a very vague prediction. It's kind of like having your cards read. It's like somebody just turns over a step. It's you're going to step up to the next level.
Yeah.
I would say that he did. At
in
least,
episode 8.
And also in episode 11 when he won.
That's right.
In Sister.
That's right. So, Lewis does have some big successes.
He does. Rachel and Michael are going to be more awkward, which they really weren't.
Nope.
Is she still someone who is going to stick with him even though he's a liar? Maggie thinks it will be Rachel who fully cracks open this case because she's the smartest paralegal. So you've gone from thinking Lewis will crack the case.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You also thought maybe a couple of them would.
Yeah, I kind of pictured everyone coming into the law firm.
Yeah.
Looking at Mike. Shadows.
You're a fraud. You're a liar. Yeah.
You're
Receipts. Timeline. Yeah.
Receipts, proof, timeline, everything. It's like what I was envisioning. I'm still not sure that's not going to happen.
Yeah. And then this is the first time we saw Harvey without a suit. He was in a Henley. So you were curious what else we were going to see him without, which was the suit. And then you said something's going to happen to Harvey because he was a real dickie. This was a big dickie energy episode. That's going to kind of soften him up. You also asked what is in his apartment besides lamps and what is in his drawers besides a Henley. Because we saw into his apartment and it was just lamps.
Yeah. I gotta pull that scene and just talk about that scene because I still think about it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Episode 7. So not really a prediction, but I did want to know what Lewis saw in Mike. This is the mock trial episode with mock trial Kyle. There's this moment where Lewis just looks at Mike and it's this weird hang on Lewis face shot. I was like, gosh, I wonder what Lewis and Harvey's mock trial was like. What's he looking at? He's looking at Mike in a way that I don't know what it means. So I'm curious about that. I want to see more information about some past or what Lewis is thinking there. Jenny and Mike are going to develop right alongside Rachel and Mike. That was my prediction. There's going to be like 2 simultaneous relationships. I feel good about that prediction because he sure was playing both of them.
Yes. All right. In episode 8, you said there was going to be some kind of ramification for Mike getting into Harvard in the system via Lola. This seems too easy for him to not get caught. You think like if Lola can find out, like how else, right? Mike and Rachel are going to get hot and heavy.
And I still stand by that prediction about Mike because it felt too early to solve this problem for Mike. Too simple. And also the stakes are too high for him to just like coast through.
Yeah.
So I stand by that too.
Okay.
I'm curious what'll play out. I think I said this in the episode, but is it worse to lie about going to Harvard or lie about being an attorney? Like, is it worse that now that he's hacked into the system to say he's an attorney graduate?
Well, it's just another offense.
Right, like he's just lying on top of lies.
Now he's hacked in. This is another crime.
Right, so I'm just like,
so what's worse? I mean, it's a number. Now it's volume of crimes.
Right.
You know, quantity over quality.
He gonna get it.
He gonna get it.
Episode 9. This is where I really feel like Mike is feeling confident, and so I thought in episodes 10 and 11 everything's gonna start crumbling around him, because in episode 9 he was doing so good. He was being such a good Mike. And then I was like, oh, coming up, things are going to crumble. And I do feel like they crumbled a little bit because him and Rachel start to actually get awkward. Not the 2 times before that I predicted they get awkward, but in the next 2 episodes they do get awkward, crumbling around.
Yes. Episode 10, you said there's going to be some kind of blow up with the love triangle with Jenny and Rachel and Mike. And it could happen 2 different ways. Jenny is going to get jealous and call Trevor back, or Mike is going to get jealous and has a full-on hookup with Rachel. Neither one of those happened. But here's the thing. The part of the headline of it, that there's going to be kind of a blow up with the love triangle.
Right.
It did happen in episode 11 when they went on the double date.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that Jenny was so chill about it.
She wasn't chill at the end. She gave him the ultimatum.
She gave him the ultimatum, but she was just kind of like, you need to choose. And she
Yeah.
wasn't like, F you, you jerk, you dirty two-timer.
She's mature, but we also did not like that she was upset that Mike was trying to get Mock Truck Kyle off of Rachel, because we would want, regardless if we were not liking the other woman, like, don't disrespect.
Right.
You also said Mike is going to get caught, and what is Harvey going to do? Like, you're really nervous about this happening. You said you don't know if it's going to happen in season 1, but he is going to get caught. And will Harvey have Mike's back? Is Jessica in on it? Like, who's going to turn on who? How will this all work?
Because in this
episode, it could be a domino effect.
It could be a domino effect. And in this episode, Jessica like walks in and Mike's talking about it. And she's kind of like, what are we talking about? And pretends like whatever. And also in this episode, Mike can't get into the Harvard club.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so you're in the Harvard. Lola got you into the Harvard system, but you can't even get into a social club. You're not in the Harvard system, Mike. And I also said, Grammy is dead until proven alive.
Yes.
I need to see a body.
That's fair.
Show me her. This last episode, because we're getting ready for the very last episode of the season, there's going to be some chaos happening.
Okay.
Grammy is going to be on her deathbed. Harvey's going to take on the Clifford Danner case. Harvey is going to be working on more of these bad Cameron Dennis cases for probably the rest of the series. There's thousands and thousands of cases, and Harvey's going to have to devote a lot of time to clearing his name, building his empathy, becoming a different kind of lawyer. I think maybe a better kind of lawyer.
Okay.
I don't know. Trevor's got to come back with a vengeance. I think he's just, no way he is happy and satiated in Montana. Mike is going to hook up with Rachel.
Okay.
Because he's now told Rachel, I'm not going to hook up with you.
So now he has to.
Now he's definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
And then Lewis,
instead of having a reverse affair, he needs to have
an actual affair.
Even though it's not an affair if they're not.
Yeah, I mean, they could totally just
date.
Hook up.
Yeah.
In this episode, Lewis wins Mike in a wager and then sends him to the copy room as kind of a punishment for letting Lewis win, like his Lewis won. He's like, I don't care. But I do think that Lewis is going to bring Mike in on something big for the season finale. And I want to say that after I made these predictions, you said I'm going to be very surprised, which makes me think all of these predictions are missing the mark.
No, I just think that the show will continue to surprise you.
And I have been delighted and surprised.
Now I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Oh.
You get to eliminate one prediction from this list, something that you just don't think is going to happen by the end of the season.
By the end of the season?
It's the end of the season, because we're going to do this based on the season. And then if you want to add one more prediction in.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
And I didn't tell you this before, so you have to think of this on the spot.
Yeah. I don't think that by the end of the season, Lewis is going to figure out Mike.
Okay.
I don't think that. I don't think...
You also thought that Rachel was going to. So do you think she's going to figure it out? Or do you think nobody's going to figure it out?
I don't think anyone's going to figure it out by the end. I don't know, though, because if it's a season finale, I feel like there should be someone figuring it out. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that the season finale is going to be more about Harvey and this Clifford Danner thing.
Okay.
So I'm feeling a little wavery on it.
You're going to have
honestly.
to pick one right now.
Okay. I'm not going to delete that one. I'm going to delete that Grammy is dead.
Okay. You delete that Grammy is dead.
I'm not going to
So
make
does that
that
mean
prediction.
that she is alive? Okay.
I think Grammy is alive.
Okay. So you're going to delete that prediction for next week's episode that Grammy is dead and that she is now alive.
I'm holding out hope.
As you should.
I hope we see her, but I think that we're not going to like find out she's dead.
Right.
And adding a prediction, I don't want to add anymore. I feel really confident in some of these.
Okay. You don't have to add. Sometimes,
sometimes less is more.
In fact, Coco Chanel says when you're leaving the house,
take one thing off.
I'm
taking Grammy's death off.
Okay.
Even though I talk about her all the time. Does anyone else care about Grammy?
Well, it's just the two of us here. And so, and I can't confirm or deny. I think there are people that probably. So if you're listening and you are worried about Grammy and you're watching at the rate that Maggie is watching, we would love to hear from you. No spoilers, though.
Yeah, don't.
Because you've done a good job of trying not to consume spoilers.
I'm really trying.
Okay. And that's what we've got.
That's it. That was good.
That was good. That was fun.
That's a good recap for me to remember all
of
the
this
things
stuff
that
going
happened.
into it. So next week, what we're going to be doing is we will watch the episode before we record the podcast. We're going to watch it together.
As we always do. We always watch the episode.
We always watch the episode, but we've never watched it together.
I know,
so
I'm
we're
excited.
gonna make an event out of it.
I can't wait. I'm busting out the legal pad for it.
Okay, great. We're gonna watch that next, and then we'll do a season finale. It's gonna be a very special season 1 finale. We're very excited about it. We also have some fun info to drop during that last episode for you.
Drop!
Wow. Whiskey, the producer, was completely asleep, and then he just looked up at us like, ladies, clear this with me before you drop something. Do we have some shout outs?
Oh, yeah.
We do have some shout outs real quick.
Yeah. First of all, we have a YouTube. It's Only Suits Fans. And you can follow us there. And people love Suits content on YouTube. And they also, I found that we're going up against some big time Suits fans. They know what's up. So I made a cute little reel about the pen in episode 8 that Mike makes Travis Tanner sign this document with, because it's this huge pen. It's so funny. Harvey has all these pens on his desk. I'm like, LOL. Someone commented to let us know that if we were paying attention, we would have noticed that earlier in the episode, Travis Tanner writes his phone number super big on the whiteboard, which obviously we noticed that. But then he takes the pen and puts it in Mike's coat pocket. Mike uses that same pen, gives it back to Travis Tanner to sign the document with. And that is why that is what's used. The marker, not the pen.
They kind of went to town with you and
went a very long description of
why you were wrong. You need to pay more attention. That's fair. To be fair, you all should be upset with me because I have seen this multiple times and I should have caught that. If anything, take your frustration out on me. I'd like to carry that burden and take that away from you because you were watching for the first time.
Someone did comment in my defense and said, bro, she's watching for the first time. She probably doesn't know any better.
That's also because you spelled his name wrong, too.
I spelled Harvey Specter's name.
That's fair. You spelled it like a spector.
I did. I spelled it Harvey Spector.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Like how he says mentor.
Yeah. Mentor. Spector. But it's nice that they decided to engage, and also because we didn't know this. I've watched it multiple times and didn't know it.
I was genuinely delighted.
I was too. When you told me, you're like, "Hey, did you know this?" Like we weren't mad.
No,
we were glad.
I was glad. If you ever find something that's interesting that you want to share, please let us know because I want to know it.
We want to hear from you. Go ahead, tell us.
Becky messaged me. Dumois is another celebrity gossip that I am now following on Instagram. I've seen things shared from Dumois, but I've never actually followed Dumois. It's all these blind items. So people submit celebrity gossip, blind, anonymous, and then she'll fact check it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's real good.
We have a couple of new ratings or new reviews. We have some more ratings, which has been really great. This one says, it's 5 stars. This podcast is so spot on, not only hilarious, but catchy and witty. These ladies are so clever and entertaining. I can't wait for the next episode each week. Bravo, bravo, bravo. 3 hand clap emojis. That is from Banjo2828.
Yes, and I will let everyone know that is your father.
And your father-in-law.
Because I sat next to him and showed him how to leave a review.
You did?
I did, but I did walk away when he was writing the review, so it was nice to hear that.
Okay.
It's a very good review.
Yes. And then if you want to read the next one.
The next one is from a user named Homer, right?
Yes.
Who I found out is my mother.
Yes, Homer 1583572. It might be her Wi-Fi password. We don't know.
I have no idea what those numbers mean.
They don't mean
This
anything.
is my own mother, and I don't know why she's going by Homer on Apple Podcasts, but
Yeah.
I appreciate this review. It is very good. If you're like me and watch the original Suits, you'll be amazed at how much you remember as Maggie and Amanda recap each episode. Their insights into characters, Amanda's write-in briefs, Maggie's ability to predict future storylines, and both ladies' humorous personal anecdotes that come out of examining each episode will have you always chuckling and sometimes doubled over with laughter. If you're not like me and are just watching Suits for the first time, join these two amateur lawyers who, like one of the characters, have yet to attend law school or sit for or pass the bar as they take you through the intricacies of working in a high-powered New York City law firm. You'll be pleased.
We also got another one from Rachel Zanemuller, who said, must listen if you're a fan of the show. Assuming she means a fan of Suits show. But also
You must
maybe
listen if you're a fan of only Suits
about Suits
fans.
fans. So,
Yeah,
thank you
Rachel
all.
Zane. I
Yeah.
think that's...
Rachel Zanemuller.
I mean, that sounds like a super fan.
It does. Thank you so much to everybody who is rating. Also, we hit the top 100 on Apple Podcast in the after show category, which is really cool. We're also in 20 countries right now.
20?
We're in 20 countries, and I didn't count how many states, but more than half for sure.
Can you see the states on the...
I can see the states on the dashboard.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a review anywhere you get your podcast. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
If you want to leave a comment, say something nice,
Yes.
or else you can eat it.
Should we say something like, now stick around if you want to hear some bloopers?
Yeah. Now stick
Stick
around
around
if you
Want
want
to hear some bloopers?
Bloopers!
Now, stick around if you want to hear some... Wait, Maggie, we can get through this.
Okay.
Now, stick around.
If you want to hear some
Bloopers. Is this recording?
Yeah, it's got the little blinky red light.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we can get going.
Let's go.
Okay.
I wish I could burp on command so we could have burped our clap that time.
Okay.
Next
We're
time.
recording.
We are.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I really don't think that we said our names at the beginning of this podcast.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And-
Wait. I'm Amanda.
I'm
I'm Amanda. Dude, wind me up.
I'm
I'm Amanda.
We're getting more downloads even as we're recording this episode.
I can pivot. I can pivot. I can pivot. Can you even understand what I just said?
I'm pivot.
Oh,
I'm pivot.
Oh,
Oh, no, I'm pivot.
Let's whip out a couple of 8 counts to that washing machine.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom.
Ding ding! Your clean clothes are ready to go.
We're going to keep these little nuggets behind a paywall sooner than later. Okay, let's get back on track.
Do it again. Take it again.
Okay, let's get back on track. I'm going to do one more because I don't know my volume. Because I'm probably back in episode 2. Okay, let's get back on track. So, back to reality.
Back to reality.
To life.
Back to reality.
Back to life.
Back to reality.
If anything, people should be listening just for how tight our clap is.
I can't help it, Mom. I'm gassy.
5, 6, 7, 8, and go.
Time on. It looks like we are doing well. We're doing well. We're penis dick length apart. Tickety duck.
What did we just do?
I was like, something that we'll never do again. Have we run out of things to say to each other? Are we in the first season of this podcast and we have run out of things to say to each other? Jellicle cats come out tonight. Jellicle cats come on, come all. The Jellicle moon is shining bright. Jellicles come to the Jellicle ball. Is that dumb?
No, that's great.
Okay. Verbal clap. No,
How I couldn't put it in my mouth.
No, you couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
Okay, these are some good
You had a
predictions.
really big swallow.
I did. I just needed to swallow.
Okay. It's a hard merch launch for us. Give me the briefs.
Man,
Whiskey's producer tongue is
he has
on it tonight.
He does have a heavy producer tongue tonight. Thanks so much for listening, and
You'll hear us next week.
thanks so much for listening, and what up, yo? Thanks so much for listening, and we look forward to talking with you in the next episode. Why can't I end it? I'm so good at leaving a party and Irish goodbye. You have been sleeping on what the perfect way to end it is, and you're just sitting here watching me like a dum-dum over here trying to end a podcast.
Thank you.
What if we did one word at a time?
Okay.
Thanks
So
much
for
tuning
in
and
be
safe. Thanks so much for tuning in. The end.
and Grammy. Where is Grammy? Justice for Grammy.
Put it on a shirt.
I will. I'll get one of those shirts with her face like 7 times and from the first episode when we see her.